So right now I'm going to talk to you about shape tweens. So I told you you could trace stuff. So over here I have something traced. I have an alligator traced, and I have bubbles from Powerpuff Girls traced, okay? So the first thing you need is a layer, okay? And I'm going to name this layer alligator slash bubbles, okay? And then I don't want it right there. I want it up here, okay? So I have an alligator slash bubbles layer, and I have a keyframe right there. I'm going to go get my alligator, and you guys know how to trace. Remember, when I tell you to trace, you're supposed to get the picture on a new file, and then you can trace it, and then you highlight it and copy it, and then you can go put it in your project. And that alligator is not drawn very nice. I know. I did it fast while I was teaching. Okay, so he's huge, so I'm going to shrink him because I don't want that big of an alligator. Excuse me. So now I have my alligator. And I want my alligator to stay on the screen as an alligator to about frame 30. Okay? In frame 30, I am going to hit F6 because I want him to stay there. He's just going to be an alligator from there. So in frame 30, he's an alligator. And I need 2 keyframes to change something. So I'm going to go get another keyframe over here at frame 70. I'm going to hit F6, and then I'm going to delete the alligator. And when I hit F6, it put the alligator on 70, and then I deleted it because I want that empty keyframe to put my bubbles on. So now I'm going to come over here to bubbles, and I'm going to highlight Oliver, and I'm going to copy her, and I'm going to go back to my shape, and I'm going to make sure I'm on that frame, and I'm going to paste her in there. And she's also huge. She needs to be tiny because she's way smaller than an alligator. Okay? And I'm going to put her right there. So my alligator is there on frame 30. My bubbles is there about the same spot on frame 70. And then I'm going to right-click, create a shape tween. And then the computer is going to morph that alligator into bubbles, okay? And it should extend it to the end because you already had stuff to 100, but if it doesn't, then F5 her to 100, okay? If I want to move this alligator and then I want to move bubbles, I can have her like morph in the air, and it'll be like, okay, you're changing this here, but then you want it to end up there, and it'll kind of float through the air. But I kind of like when they do it in the same spot, unless you're doing some kind of transformer thing and it's floating through the air. But they should be about the same spot. Okay, so now I have a shape tween, that's my sunset. I have a shape tween, that's whatever I drew into my alligator, into my bubbles. And I have a classic tween, that's the cloud. If I want bubbles to like fly off, I can't use this keyframe. I'm going to hit F6 and get a new bubbles, okay? And then I'm going to hit F6 and move my bubbles. Let's say she wants to fly up here in the air. So in frame 71, she's there. In frame 100, she's there. And maybe I want a classic tweener. So now, if I play this, I have my clouds, I have my sunset, I have my shape tween, and then I have bubbles flying up into the air. So I have a bunch of different things up here.